Nobody told you that the most important thing about you is the part you can't see. Not your discipline, not your intelligence, not your choices. Can't read in your own thoughts, can't locate with any amount of self-reflection at the surface level. It's the part that decided who you are before you were old enough to disagree. It's the subconscious identity, before language was sophisticated enough to question it. Before you had enough reality to compare it to. It was built from the emotional conclusions of a child navigating a specific environment, and then it calcified, became the lens through which everything else was filtered. It's not just beliefs, it's not just memories, perceptions, reactions. What registers as possible, it's what disappears before it's even processed. Below conscious layer of identity that operates independently of what you consciously believe about yourself. More. You can hold a completely different narrative at the surface, a newer story, a better one, while the implicit layer continues. Running the original programming, quietly, systematically, in every decision you make before you know you've made it. This is why someone can read every book, understand every pattern, still find themselves in the same dynamic, the same relationship structure. Because the territory is subconscious, and the map was conscious, and they were never in the same conversation. The shift happens at a different level. It doesn't happen through insight alone. Insight without integration is just narration. You can narrate a pattern forever without touching it. The shift happens at the level where the body registers identity, where emotion, sensation, and repeated experience converge to write a new default, not a new belief, a new baseline. There's research on this in the literature on memory reconsolidation, the neurological window that opens when an old pattern is activated, and then met with a different outcome than it expects. In that moment, the original memory becomes temporarily malleable, writable. The nervous system is briefly open to updating the original file, not just adding a new one beside it. That window is narrow. Most people don't know it exists, so they work around the pattern instead of through it. It's managing behavior at the conscious level while the subconscious identity continues generating its original instructions underneath. The people who shift at depth are doing something different. They're not replacing the old identity with a new narrative. They're going into the place where the old identity was authored, the emotional logic of it, the specific conditions that made it necessary, and they're allowing it to be met differently, complete differently. This isn't therapy language. It's pattern interruption at the operating system level. When it happens, behavior doesn't change because you forced it. Behavior changes because the subconscious is now working from updated information. The person who walks out of that process doesn't feel like they're trying to be different. They feel like they already are. That's what real change feels like. Not effort, maintenance, arrival. The rest is just finally catching up to who you already became.